About retiring in the great state of New Jersey? Well, you've come to the right place to see how they tax retirees. Welcome again to the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel, my friends, the place where we tell you how New Jersey taxes its retired citizens, as well as the other 49 states, on top of everything under the sun, financial planning, how to increase your income, reduce your taxes, maximize Social Security. The list goes on and on and on, the stuff we talk about here, ultimately so you can retire and take a fresh breath of ease and relaxation. The point is to get you to relax because retirement does not have to be complex. All right, so let's dive right into the great state of New Jersey, my friends. As we know, New Jersey is notorious for being a high tax state. And according to Kipling jurors, they're only a white. That's interesting. So New Jersey just gets a white for being mixed. I'm surprised by that. Having lived 22 months in New Jersey, the property tax ate us alive, and then we had to, I guess we're commuting to Philly, so I had to pay a Philadelphia wage tax. That's not New Jersey's fault. And actually got to deduct that from the state of New Jersey income taxes, which was nice. But we had a pretty significant property tax. And I can't remember the sales tax off the top of my head, but let's find out. All right, so the bottom line, New Jersey has a mixed tax picture. Has been taking big steps to reduce its tax burden on retirees. It does not tax Social Security benefits or military pensions, so good job there. And a law passed in 2016 lets seniors may also qualify to exclude a part of their retirement income from state income taxes. That's pretty good. By 2020, a couple filing jointly with an income of $100,000 could exclude all of that. Wow. That's we'll see if that stays with a new governor. I knew the governor was going to take away some of the Christie legislation that he signed. So we'll see if that stays in effect. But that's definitely a step in the right direction. To top that off, the estate tax is being phased out. Oh, man, don't even get me started. What's keeping New Jersey from being a retirement idle? Stubbornly high property taxes. Yep, the highest in the country. So I'll tell you, we had a $440,000 or something like that home in South Jersey, and we were paying $14,000 a year in property taxes. Man, that was painful. Income talk 8.9% is a top tax range on taxable income over $500,000. And New Jersey allows localities to impose an income tax on top of that. The average levy is 0.5. Now, I mean, again, we're not talking about folks making $500,000 here on this YouTube channel. If you are, no, that's you. But the vast majority of us were really focused on that $100,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 range. But even that effective tax rate is 2.1 for individuals and 3.6 for joints. That's not significantly high, not relative to some of these other states we've talked about. And you can watch all the other videos. We got them all right here on this playlist. Social Security benefits aren't taxed. Railroad retirement benefits and military pensions are not taxable either. Residents 62 or older may exclude all or part of their taxable pensions, annuities, and IRA withdrawals if their gross income for the entire year before subtracting does not exceed $100,000. That's a big deal, man. I'm stunned to see that. That means you have a pretty big IRA exemption there. That's fantastic. The maximum amount excluded depends on your filing status. If you're married and filing a joint return, you may exclude up to $40,000 in 2017. If you file as a single widower, you may exclude up to $30,000 in 2017. These amounts will gradually rise so that by 2020, joint earners can exclude up to $100,000. That's remarkable. IRAs qualify for pension exemption. So Maryland and New Jersey, just real quick, I know this is off the charts here, but they were folks hand in hand on the most tax horrific states in the union. New Jersey had significant estate and inheritance tax. I mean, horrible. I used to make a living on telling people how to get out of those significant estate inheritance taxes. Now they've gotten rid of the estate tax, which will be gone. They're still going to have to keep the inheritance tax. But on top of that, the income tax if you get a Social Security, military pension, and any other IRA retirement, and your total income is less than $100,000, is that gross income, or is that if their entire gross income of $100,000 or less, you're not paying any tax? That's good on them. Okay. Property taxes where they get you, and here we go. A median home value of $313,000. Gets you $7,400. That's where they get you right there. That's a big deal. And when you factor in the state that state and local taxes, SALT, that you only have a $10,000 exemption now that could really eat you alive for sure, because a $10,000 deduction on your federal taxes, that could hit you pretty hard. At the end of the day, though, you're not paying any income taxes if you plan right. And let's just say you have a $400,000 home and it costs you, I don't know, $8,000 of property taxes. You're probably not deducting that anyway. So the property tax reimbursement program, also known as the senior freeze, reimburses eligible seniors for property tax increases. The amount reimbursed is the difference between the annual property tax that were due and paid in the first year that the homeowner met all the eligibility requirements, and paid in the current year for which the homeowner is coming. I can't read all that. All the eligibility requirements must be met for each year to qualify, and to meet these requirements, you must be 65 and older, have lived in New Jersey for at least the past 10 years, and not have income exceeding certain limits. See, this is, man, it's dumb, because what they're saying is if you move to New Jersey, you're not going to qualify. And they're trying to keep people in. I get that, by offering some, little bit of exemptions on the property tax. But the people they're keeping in, they can't have income exceeding $87,000. That doesn't make any sense. They're basically saying, if you're new here, you pay up, and that's you want to invite people in. You don't want the brain drain, but whatever. A $250 tax deduction from property taxes is available to a homeowner age 65 or older. Or, all right, so there you go, $250 deduction from property taxes. That's not a credit. So that's not much. I mean, we'll take it, but that's not much. To qualify, the annual household income cannot exceed $10,000. All right, so that's not happening. Sales tax is due on purchase of vehicles, inheritance and estate tax. We're going to get into this in the other playlist, but the estate tax is going to be was gone at the end of this year, last year, which is fantastic. Even that exceeded 2 million not passing. Okay, so that's good. So no more estate tax. But there is an inheritance tax. The graduated rates are ranging from 11 to 16% on the transfer from a decedent to certain beneficiaries of a real and personal property that has a total value of $500 or more. No taxes is imposed on transfer to parents, grandparents, descendants, children. So basically, if it's lineal family, it's not being taxed. But if it's going sideways, there's a pretty significant tax, and that's a Class C exemption. You get $25,000 exemption. Everything else is pretty significant inheritance tax. The estate tax will end in 2017. All right, so far I'm pleasantly surprised in New Jersey. That's for sure. So individual income tax, we talked about this is going. This is Tax Foundation. State and local tax burden is huge, ranked third in the nation because of the property tax. The property tax will eat you alive for sure. Top individual tax rate, I'm not worried about that too much. Tax freedom days and next to last, just because the property taxes are so extraordinarily high. And that's a problem that New Jerseyans have to contend with. Sales tax is pretty high, in fact. But again, if you look at the state sales tax, the averages, I haven't seen that before. The state sales tax ranks 8 in the union, but when you factor in the state and the fact that localities don't have much of anything, in fact, they even have a negative, it's only ranked 30. So state sales tax are pretty low in the state of New Jersey. I'm sure they tax you high on cigarettes, yep, and I'm sure they tax you high on gasoline, and the answer to both those is correct in the top 10. Here's where the big one is, property tax. 2.16, they rank number 1 in terms of percentage, and they rank number 1 in terms of total dollars they collect as well. So property tax is going to eat you alive. No getting around that. So let's go to smartasset.com and see where the great state of New Jersey is. Again, it's not the worst, that's for sure. Their neighbor to the west, Pennsylvania, we're going to talk about them. A lot of people think Pennsylvania is a lot more favorable. And when we were looking to buy a property outside Philadelphia, it actually turned out that New Jersey was cheaper because the value of the home, the fair market value of the home was lower because the property taxes were higher. Whereas in Pennsylvania, the fair market value of the house was higher because the property taxes were lower. Ideally, you want lower property taxes because once the house is paid off, you still got those property taxes. But still, it basically worked itself out. At the end of the day, you certainly don't want to retire to New Jersey with a house that's significantly high in value because you get galloped on. Here we go. So look at that. I mean, in New Jersey, if you have married filing jointly, born in 1953, you have $25,000 Social Security, $50,000 retirement income. You pay off $418, and I don't think that includes that $100,000 exemption. So that's coming for sure. I think when did they say that exemption was kicking in? I think it was the end of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Exemptions right here. Because you get $40,000 of exemption in 2017. That's per tax return. So in this case, we're using smartasset.com. They have $50,000 of retirement income. So let's flip these around. $25,000. Oops. 25,000, and we're going to go over here. 50,000 Social Security, and I bet you have nothing for taxes. $41. All right, so that's just not too shabby, and that's because your Social Security is pretty high. So let's just do this: 40,000 across the board. 40,000, 40,000. I mean, so from the income tax perspective, yeah, I mean, so you get $80,000, you're paying $250 to Social Security. That's just, you can't beat that, my friends. I'm just curious. Let's say we do $80,000 here, and we do $20,000 here, and let's just see what it says. Even that, I mean, look at that, because of $40,000 exemptions, even that, only paying $1,000 in taxes. So, you know, that's fantastic. So more power to them. I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, look at that. You're paying $8,300 to the feds and only $1,000 in New Jersey. New Jersey is moderately tax friendly towards retirees. That's a fact. Social Security is not taxed. Withdrawals from retirement accounts are partially taxed. Let's see. I just want to. Yeah, here's the tax brackets right here, and you can see once you hit this right here, 75,000 or above, well, that's a single. So let's go married, filing, and jointly. Once you hit 150 and above is really where they hammer you. But again, that's taxable income. Homestead exemption, I didn't see one there. Other than that, if you have gross income of 100,000 or less, the benefit equal to 5% of 2006 property tax up to amount. Okay, so the New Jersey homestead rebate is a property tax benefit to New Jersey who are at least 65 years old. The rebate is based on your income and property tax you have paid in prior years. For example, rebates paid to seniors in 2018 is based on 2015 gross income and 2006 property taxes. Oh, that's a 10-year thing. If your 2015 New Jersey gross income is 100,000 or less, the benefit is equal to 5% of your 2006 property taxes, up to a maximum of $10,000. Okay, that's not much. I mean, so if you had we had property tax of 8,400 or whatever. No, we had 13,000, and if we had 5% times 5%, again, we're not over. That'd be $650. And that's still money, but it's not gonna ease the pain of 13,000 property taxes. And again, our close average among the U.S. states for sales taxes. So all in all, New Jersey not as bad as you think. It's just the property taxes, and it's such a pretty state. I'm a big fan of New Jersey. Not the politics so much, but certainly the beauty there. Lots going on in New Jersey, which I'm a big fan of. What's it called? Hackettstown. You go out that way, like western part of the state. Man, just gorgeous. And the beaches are fantastic. Long Beach Island, can't beat it. So by and large, and then they're getting rid of the estate. So they're moving in the right direction. I hope their new Governor Murphy, they keep the momentum, but we shall see. Don't forget to subscribe right down there, my friends. You hit the subscribe button, that little red button that says subscribe. Hit the notification bell, be notified of future content. Always go to heritagewealthplanning.com, heritagewealthplanning.com for my podcast, more of the videos, and then, of course, the blogs. Comments and thumbs up, always welcome, and always help me for YouTube to recognize the channel and get the word out there to other people as well. So all that stuff would be a big help to me, and I appreciate you being here. See you next time on the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.